Let me put a question to you, my friend. When was the last time you offered a woman a compliment so genuine it made her eyes twinkle like stars on a clear night? If you're coming up empty or resorting to the same recycled lines that sound more stale than yesterday's bread, you're in luck. This video will give you the magic recipe: 6 powerful compliments that speak straight to her heart. Now, I'm not talking about your run-of-the-mill flattery, those casual "you look nice" remarks that roll off the tongue without a second thought. No, sir. We're aiming for something deeper, something that taps into what truly makes her special. Women, you see, don't just want to be seen as pretty. They want to feel understood for the parts of themselves that go far beyond the mirror. And that's the secret sauce. When you compliment more than her looks, like her passions, her quirks, or the way she lights up a room, you speak to something more meaningful. Suddenly, you're no longer one more voice in the chorus, telling her she's got a nice smile. You become the person who actually sees her, who notices the small sparks of her soul that most men overlook. Before we dive into these 6 winning compliments, do yourself a favor and hit subscribe. Because if you're ready to revamp your relationships and master the subtle art of connection, each video will guide you closer to that goal. Now, gather around, folks. Let's jump right into it. The first compliment: you have such a unique way of looking at things. Now, you might be sitting there thinking, well, that sounds mighty straightforward, doesn't it? But trust me, my friend, these few words pack a bigger punch than any flowery statement about her eyes or her smile. You see, when you tell a woman she has a unique perspective, you're speaking to something far deeper than physical appearance. You're celebrating her mind, her worldview, and the wonderful quirks that color the way she sees life. Let's face it, we all yearn to be recognized for what's going on upstairs. Beauty is nice and all, but being valued for your intellect, your insights, or your offbeat way of connecting the dots? That's the sweet spot. And guess what? Women are no exception. They want to feel that their opinions matter, that their thoughts reach you on a level that transcends surface chit-chat. Telling her, "You have such a unique way of looking at things," is akin to saying, "I see you not just as an attractive face, but as an intriguing mind worth exploring." Picture this moment. She's sharing her latest revelation about a book she's reading, or her take on a current event. Instead of half listening and nodding vaguely, pause. Let her words settle in, and then say, "You know, that's such a unique way to look at it. I hadn't thought of it that way before." When you do this, you validate her beyond appearance. You honor the depth of her character and spark a sense of genuine connection. And here's the beauty of it. By valuing her mind, you're also showing that you've done some growing of your own. After all, it takes a certain wisdom to look beyond the superficial and appreciate the core of a person's identity. This kind of compliment isn't just a pat on the back, it's a nod to the essence of who she is. And that, my friend, creates a lasting impression. So next time, instead of throwing out the same old, "You look stunning tonight," try celebrating the gears turning in her head. Let her know you admire her thoughts, her logic, her creativity, whatever makes her tick. That's what sets you apart from the crowd that only sees surface-level traits. And here's a little challenge for you. If you appreciate this approach, if you can already feel how powerful it might be, drop a quick number 1 in the comments. It's a small way of saying, I'm on board with deeper conversations and more meaningful connections. After all, the simplest words, used wisely, can open the door to the grandest transformations in how we relate to one another. Compliment number 2. There's something about your energy that's so captivating. Now we're venturing into truly enchanting territory. Unlike the typical praise of, "your smile is lovely," we're talking about that marvelous intangible force that can't be pinned down by a snapshot or a mere description. It's the magnetic quality she brings into a room, her vibe, her essence, the unspoken magic that makes the entire space feel just a little more alive. You know that phenomenon. Someone steps in and suddenly the air's a notch brighter, the conversation flows more freely, and everybody feels at ease. That's the secret power of her energy. When you notice this rare kind of electricity, you're doing more than dishing out a run-of-the-mill compliment. You're recognizing the part of her that's utterly unique, something even she might not fully understand about herself. She may be the type of person who radiates calm, settling people's nerves with a single word. Or perhaps she's a lively spark, igniting joy in any group with laughter and infectious enthusiasm. By calling attention to that glow, you're essentially saying, "I see the invisible but mighty impact you have on the world around you." And here's the best part. This sort of compliment is rarer than finding a needle in a desert. Most folks stick to the obvious: a passing nod to her outfit or a remark about her eyes. But you, my friend, are aiming at something far deeper. It's the part of her that transcends mere appearance and leaves a lasting impression on everyone she meets. Picture yourself at a gathering. While others are busy commenting on her dress or joking about the hors d'oeuvres, you observe how she eases tension with just a few words, how she sparks genuine laughter in the corners of the room, or how she seems to draw people in like a magnet. Then you lean in and say, "You know, there's something about your energy that's absolutely captivating. The way you light up this place is really something special." Let me tell you, those words will resonate, because when you compliment a woman's energy, you're acknowledging the very soul of who she is. You're not fixated on appearances or surface-level gloss. You're pointing to the intangible heart of what makes her stand out. And that, dear friend, leaves a deeper impression than any routine flattery could ever hope to achieve. Compliment number 3. You're so passionate about what you do. It's inspiring. Passion. It's like the secret sauce in any recipe for genuine attraction. There's something downright electric about a person who's genuinely excited about what they're doing, whether it's a grand mission to save the world or a quirky hobby that lights up their evenings. Now imagine she's sharing her latest project. Her eyes aglow, her voice brimming with enthusiasm. This isn't just small talk, it's a window into her soul. By recognizing the fire in her words, you're tapping into a deeper truth. There's more to her than meets the eye. When you say, "You're so passionate about what you do," it's inspiring. You're not merely applauding her current endeavor. You're tipping your hat to the dedication and heart behind it. You're acknowledging the late nights, the unwavering belief, and that fierce streak of determination that propels her forward. And let me tell you, there's no shortage of folks who will compliment a person's looks or wardrobe. But taking note of her spirit, her drive, that's a rarer gem indeed. Picture her face when you drop this little line. She's talking about her non-profit volunteer work, or that bold new creative project she's diving into. She expects a polite, "Oh, cool," or maybe a tepid "sounds nice." But instead, you let her know she's got a spark that's contagious, that her energy isn't just interesting, it's inspiring. In that moment, you're giving her permission to shine even brighter, to believe in herself all the more. And the beauty of it is, this compliment does more than flatter. It affirms something essential about her character. You're showing her that you see her efforts, that you understand the dedication behind the curtain. It's like giving a nod to her dreams and cheering her on. People crave that kind of recognition, and women especially want to feel that their ambitions are seen and celebrated, not just brushed aside. So next time her voice hits that enthusiastic pitch as she talks about her passion, offer this golden observation. You'll do more than win her gratitude. You'll open a door to a deeper, more meaningful connection. And that, my friend, is how you stand out from the crowd. Compliment number 4. You make everyone around you feel so comfortable. Ah, the subtle art of making people feel at home. Now that's a talent more precious than diamonds. Picture a social gathering, a smattering of awkward silences, a few shy souls lingering by the buffet, and folks scanning the room for a friendly face. Suddenly, there she is, weaving through the crowd with an ease that puts even the most timid heart at rest. She's the one who sees someone off to the side and effortlessly loops them into the conversation. The one whose warm smile smooths out tensions before they can even form. Here's the thing. When you tell her, you make everyone around you feel so comfortable, you're acknowledging more than a passing kindness. You're saluting her emotional intelligence, that unique knack for reading the room and sprinkling a sense of welcome wherever she goes. Most people think strength means being the loudest voice or dominating every interaction. But the truth is, sometimes the quiet power of creating a safe, inclusive space is the greatest strength of all. By calling out her ability to transform a dull room into a haven of chatter and camaraderie, you're telling her, "I see what you do, and it matters." Because let's face it, not everyone has the empathy or grace to step in and make sure no one feels left out. When you highlight this quality, you're showing that you appreciate more than surface charms. You recognize the depth of who she is and the thoughtfulness behind her every move. And let me tell you, folks remember this kind of compliment. She'll recall the moment you spotted her quiet gift for boosting everyone's spirits, long after more obvious flattery fades. So the next time you witness her gently bringing people together, pause to say, "I love how you make everyone feel so at ease. It's a special gift." By doing so, you're not just praising what she does, you're honoring who she is at her core. And that, my friend, will leave a lasting impression. Compliment number 5. I love how authentic you are. Now, let's talk about something as rare these days as a singing unicorn: authenticity. In a world flooded by social media filters, curated personas, and relentless pressures to fit in, anyone daring enough to be themselves is a welcome gust of fresh air. And when you spot a woman who's unapologetically her own person, quirks and all, and take the time to acknowledge that, you're making a statement that cuts through the noise. Picture this scenario. You're chatting, and she's telling a story in a way that's wholly, delightfully her. Maybe she cracks a joke that others might find a bit eccentric, or shares an honest opinion most folks would keep locked away. She doesn't sugarcoat who she is, and there's a bravery in that. Instead of blending into the endless queue of polished perfection, she stands out simply by being real. When you lean in and say, "I love how authentic you are," you're doing more than giving her a casual nod. You're celebrating that bold defiance of all things fake. And let's face it, authenticity is a precious commodity. In a world bent on telling us what to wear, how to think, and whom to be, the willingness to just be oneself is practically revolutionary. By pointing out her sincerity, you're not merely complimenting a single action. You're acknowledging the courage it takes to buck the tide of conformity. You're telling her, "I see you for who you really are, and I value it." Think of it like standing in a crowded city, choked by smog, then catching a breeze of mountain air. That's what authenticity feels like. A breath of something pure and untainted. Recognizing her in this light shows you're not interested in the glossy facade so many people hide behind. You crave the real, and you respect her for having the guts to show it. So, the next time she does something wholly her, let her know. Say, "I love how authentic you are," and watch the relief and gratitude flicker across her face. In a time where everyone's wearing some kind of mask, admiring her true self might just be the rarest and most touching compliment of all. Compliment number 6. You have this way of making everything feel more exciting. Now, this isn't your run-of-the-mill flattery. It's a statement that taps straight into the heart of her presence. How she shifts the energy in a room by simply being herself. When you say this, you're acknowledging that her spark isn't just something you admire. It's an experience you feel. Maybe it's the way her laughter brightens up a dull corner of conversation, or how her enthusiastic take on a mundane topic suddenly makes it sound like the adventure of a lifetime. Think back to those small but vivid moments where her very presence made the ordinary feel extraordinary. Perhaps you were having a routine evening. Same old stories, same old routine. Until she chimed in with a joke or a story so charged with her unique energy that you couldn't help but smile. By pointing this out, you're letting her know it isn't just her looks or her polite niceties that you find appealing. It's that intangible quality she brings to life. When you look her in the eye and confess, you have this way of making everything feel more exciting. You're giving her an insight into how her essence affects the world around her. It's more than a compliment. It's a moment of real connection. You're telling her that her ability to infuse wonder and delight into even the simplest scenarios hasn't gone unnoticed. That her unique magic is something you genuinely treasure. And let me tell you, that kind of appreciation leaves a lasting impression. It says you see her not as a fleeting source of fun, but as a cherished force that makes life richer just by being there. And that, my friend, is the secret sauce that sets your words apart from every other nice remark she's ever heard. Now, let me whisper a little secret. The power of these compliments rests not in the words alone, but in the sincerity behind them. You can't just toss them out like breadcrumbs and hope for a flock of admiration. When you pay a compliment, look her square in the eyes. Let her see the honesty dancing behind yours. Speak steadily, with the same ease you'd use if you were telling a friend a marvelous secret. If your words come off as forced or hollow, they lose their magic faster than a midday rainbow. Here's a friendly dare for you. Choose one of these 6 compliments and weave it into your interactions this week. Don't just blurt it out the moment you see her. Wait, watch for that natural opening, and when it feels like the moment is right, let it flow. You'll know you've hit the mark when you see her eyes light up, reflecting the truth of your words. Before you wander off, I'm dying to know, which of these 6 compliments strikes your fancy the most? Drop a quick note, just a line or 2, in the comments below. And if this video stirred your curiosity, give it a like, subscribe to the channel, and ring that notification bell for future insights. Until next time, my friend.